Hello and thanks for clicking on this channel. In this episode, I want to tell you the recap of one of the most popular Netflix movies in 2019, Platform. This is a thriller movie and the story is about an extremely weird prison in Spain, and if you like the movie Parasite, you might enjoy this one as well. In the first scenes of the movie, we see a group of people who are preparing food for a huge feast, and the quality of the food is sensational. Then we meet one of the characters, Goreng. He wakes up on a prison bed and it looks like it's his first day in this prison. As we move on, Goreng starts noticing that this prison is made of different levels and a platform comes from the first floor and it passes every floor to the last. He has a cellmate, Trimagasi, and Goreng asks many questions from his cellmate, like how many floors there are and how many people are in this prison. Trimagasi answers some of the questions and we realize that they are in the 48th floor, and Trimagasi says that every 30 days, every month, they move the prisoners to a different cell and he has been there for 10 months. While they are talking, a green light starts to blink and a huge plate, or the platform, of food enters the room from above. But it's not a normal plate. Goreng sees that some of the food are eaten and some are untouched, and he realizes that there are 47 cells above and each contain 2 people, and the plate that is in front of him is what is left of the food. He feels disgusted and only picks up an apple. The plate starts to go down slowly, but the room feels hotter. Now we realize that the prisoners cannot save any food and can only eat while the platform is there. If they save anything, the room temperature goes up or it goes below 0, so he drops the apple back to the platform. In the next scene, we see a flashback from when Goreng gave an interview and he is there voluntarily. When he is told that he can take one item with him for the 6 months that he wants to be there, he takes a book with him which is called Don Quixote. He tells his cellmate that he is there for an experiment. He is supposed to be there for 6 months, and after that he will be given a university degree, and plus this could be a good idea, an opportunity to quit smoking. Days pass and the plate comes and goes, but Goreng still does not eat anything. One day he asks Trimagasi why is he there. Trimagasi answers, "One day I saw an ad for the sharpest knife ever that can cut through a brick, so I bought the knife. The next day, I saw another ad of another knife made by the same company. It was as sharp as the previous one, but it didn't need to be sharpened ever. Every time it was used, it got sharper and sharper. I got mad because I felt tricked, so I threw my TV out of the window. The TV hit an illegal immigrant and I went downstairs and I saw him still alive, so I killed him with the same knife. I had to choose between this place and the mental asylum, so I chose to be here for a year." Goreng asks him how many floors there are in this prison. He says more than 132 because he was there before. Then Goreng asks about the food and what would be there to eat at that floor 132, because in 48th floor the food was almost over. Trimagasi says that human beings can survive 30 days with almost no food, but the problem begins when you are in a low level for 2 months in a row. At that moment, Goreng has an idea and says if people from the other levels only eat to survive, everyone will be able to eat even at the lowest levels. As soon as he starts talking to the people down below him, Trimagasi pulls down his pants and he starts pissing on them. Goreng realizes that there is no such a thing as unity in this place, and every cell is for itself. Days pass and Goreng is starting to give in to hunger, and he starts eating from the leftovers. One day Goreng notices that the knife that Trimagasi has is the one that he used to kill that illegal immigrant, and now he marks the days that he has been in the prison on the wall. Goreng asks Trimagasi if he can see his knife, and at that moment a man falls from above and dies in front of them. Then Goreng asks him about his previous cellmate because Trimagasi once told him that they will be with each other for a few months, so Trimagasi must have killed his previous cellmate. The plate comes down and we see a woman sitting on it. She looks very scared and aggressive. Trimagasi says that every month she uses the platform to go to different levels and look for a child. She doesn't speak, nor does she want to come off the platform. Trimagasi then says that he didn't kill or eat his previous cellmate. His cellmate left because his time was over. He says, "I can't lie that we almost didn't get any food by the 8th day, but someone committed suicide and fell on the floor and died in front of us, so we had food for the month." The platform starts to go down, and when it reaches the floor below them, the two prisoners downstairs want to rape the woman. Goreng shouts and demands them to stop, but they don't stop, and then silence. The woman kills both men and sits on the platform again with blood on her face. Only a few days left until the month is over and Trimagasi and Goreng are becoming friends. The final night of the month arrives and a red light starts to blink, and Trimagasi says that he can smell gas, so they will sleep soon and wake up in another level, and he hopes to wake up in a good level. When Goreng opens his eyes, he sees that he's tied up to his bed and his mouth is covered as well. He looks at the cell number and it reads 171. He finds out that Trimagasi tied him up and tells him, "You're younger and stronger. First days will pass with no problems, but after a few days, the hunger will overcome and we become animals, and I won't be your cellmate anymore. You will kill me to survive. I'm old and I have to do this. But I won't kill you now, and I will kill you in a few days because your flesh will rot if I kill you now. To eat is better than be eaten." Goreng is crying and probably thinks why he chose to be in this place voluntarily. Trimagasi says, "Don't worry, I won't kill you, we can both eat you. If you only eat one foot and one hand, you will survive. We will start from the second week." Trimagasi takes the cover off of Goreng's mouth, and Goreng tells him, "If you killed someone accidentally before, what you are doing now is murder. My death will be on your conscience." The old man responds and says if he survives this month, the next will be his last, and if he gets unlucky and go to another bad level, he won't survive there as well. Hours pass and Goreng is now sure that he can't do anything. Then the plate arrives and it's completely empty. After a few days, Trimagasi approaches Goreng with his knife and he is changed and can't tolerate the hunger anymore. Goreng says again that if he dies, it's not because of the cell number, but the old man himself. He shuts off Goreng's mouth and starts to slice up his thigh with the knife. Blood bursts out and Goreng screams. At the same time, the plate arrives and there is no food on it, but we see the mysterious woman. When she sees that Trimagasi is eating Goreng, she attacks the old man and takes his knife. She unties Goreng and the bait becomes the hunter. Goreng attacks the old man and stabs him multiple times and kills him. The woman takes some flesh of old man's body and gives some to Goreng to bring him back on his feet. The next day, the woman sits on the platform again and leaves. As the days pass, Goreng eats the flesh of the old man little by little, something that he definitely does not want to do. The old man haunts him and tells him, "You are way more ruthless than I was. At least I wanted to allow you to live for a few days, but you killed me when I was wounded. You are the same as me, a killer. You just pretend to be cultured." Goreng smells the gas again and he goes to sleep. The month is over. When he wakes up, he looks at the cell number. It says 33. His new cellmate is a woman who brought in her dog, and it seems like she knows Goreng. He remembers her. She was one of the interviewers of the facility. He asks her that how many floors there are, and she says 200, and there is enough food for everyone. If everyone takes as much as they need, all can eat. She says that she's there to learn how to control herself and to become a better person. Goreng says that all that she believes is false, but the woman seems to really believe that things can change. The first day that the plate comes, the woman feeds her dog and picks up a plate and she fills it with food but doesn't eat anything herself. Goreng asks, "What are you doing?" She says that my dog and I will eat in turns, and I will prepare a dish which is our share, maybe someone from down below picks it up. If everyone does this, all will eat. Goreng tells her that it won't work, and as soon as the plate reaches downstairs, she yells, "Only eat as much as you need," but they don't pay attention and eat like savages. Days pass and this conversation and act keeps on happening. She begs, but the others don't pay any attention. Every day, just she or her dog eat, and this goes on for 2 weeks. One day, Goreng loses it and yells, "Only eat as much as you need from tomorrow, or I will take a crap on the platform and no one will eat until the end of the month." This method seems to work and their message reaches other levels below. The days pass and the month is over and they wake up in another level, level 202. And they see that there are still many levels below them. So she, an employee, did not know anything. When Goreng turns around, he sees that the woman hanged herself. Maybe because she saw everything that she believed in was a lie. Goreng eats her as food for that month, and the month is over again. And he enters the 4th month. He opens his eyes and looks at the cell number. It reads 6. He is relieved and sees that his cellmate is a muscular, religious man, and it's his first day. And he, like himself in the first day, wants to make things better. The first day he wants to use a rope to climb to level 5 and then 4 and so on and leave. He talks to the people from the 5th floor and they agree to help him. When he is climbing up, he is so close to reach level 5, but the people in the 5th floor take a crap on his face and he falls and Goreng saves his life. When the plate arrives, almost all the food is untouched and we can find everything. At night, Goreng talks to his cellmate, Baharat, and tells him that they can do something and get out. He suggests they go on the platform and go down with it. Like this, they can protect the food and make sure everyone eats. At the end, the platform goes back up and we can get back with it. Baharat asks if he knows about the numbers of the levels and Goreng says he was once in 202 and he kept track of the time that the platform stayed on each level, so he thinks that there must be at least 250. Goreng says, like this, you can help everyone and you will get what you want as well. You can go to the 1st floor. Baharat agrees and they make weapons using their beds and they go on the platform. They agree not to allow anyone from the first 50 floor to eat because they get good food every day. They must keep the food for the levels 50 and below. They go down with the platform and they scare or hit some people along the way. At one level, we see an old man that Baharat knows and he tells him that what they are doing is immoral. He says that they should explain the reason of why they are doing what they're doing and then use violence if necessary. And he says that if you don't have a message at the end, all of this will be for nothing. You must pick a great dish and don't let anyone touch it until the last level. The dish will be your message. When the people who are at charge see that this great food is untouched, they will hear your message. They pick a delicious dessert, panna cotta, and try to reserve it. They go down and down. After the 50th floor, they start feeding people who look like they haven't eaten in days. There are all sorts of violence at these levels, from cannibalism to murder. They reach a level in which the platform does not stop, and we find out that if both prisoners are dead, the platform keeps on going, so there must be a lot more levels than 250. The platform keeps going down and down, and in one level, we hear a woman screams, and it's the same woman who was looking for her child. A giant man is holding her down, biting down her neck, and tries to eat her. Whatever the woman does, she cannot match his force. He puts her down and stabs her with a knife. Goreng jumps in and he attacks the man. Baharat goes in as well and wants to attack the other man who is in this level, and we see that this man has a sword. They are real thugs. Baharat gets wounded and we see the big man who is killing Goreng. All of a sudden, Baharat, who could somehow kill the other man, picks up the sword and kills the giant. Goreng goes towards the woman, but she is already dead. They both are badly wounded and they get back on the platform. It doesn't stop for a long time and every level is empty. They pass 200 and then 300, and when they reach 333, the last level, it stops. It looks like that there is no one there, but they see a child under the bed. The child of that woman. They get off the platform and the platform leaves. They wonder if they should feed the child with that food or not, because they could successfully keep panna cotta. When they see how hungry the child is, Goreng wants to feed her, but Baharat says that panna cotta is our message. But Goreng says that the child can be our message. That day passes and they sleep, and the next day we see that Baharat is dead from his wounds. Goreng and the child, they both climb up the platform, and then the ghost of Trimagasi appears and tells Goreng that he is guilty and should not go. Goreng comes down and accepts his fate. The platform goes up with the child on it. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of this recap. If you have any other suggestions, don't hesitate to suggest the movies in the comment section. Until next time, bye.